here we are starting off with another small build. Let me actually show you the build before we start, since this is another tutorial slash build along session. This is the build that we are going to make. A Mario, which you often make, but this is a different one than usual. Normally it's a normally standing one, or the beaver outfit kind of thing. But this is the Mario Kart Mario. So yeah, I'm going to be very curious how this one is going to end up looking. Obviously it's not that difficult, but we will have to make it anyway. It still needs to look good at the end. So, this is probably not going to take too long, so hopefully you'll be able to go along with me. We don't need a lot of space. What I always use for an outline is obsidian. We need blue for his outfit, which is just going to be generic blue wool. Red wool for the rest of his outfit, the blue for his overall, the red for his shirt and the hat. Then I'm going to use white wool for what should be the M in his hat, but it's just 3 little blocks. Those are very basic generic colors. Like I said, obsidian, I use it because I almost never use it in a build. That's why it stands out as an outline. Red wool and blue wool kind of makes sense. Easy colors. Also has some of the texture that I try to go for of clothing. White wool, the same thing. For the eyes, however, it has to be a little bit smoother, so I go with a snow block. You can still use white wool or quartz blocks or whatever, if you prefer those instead. So that is snow for the eyes. They'll also... I might use either white wool or snow for the gloves. I'm not entirely sure. I think it's going to be white wool. Then we also have a part of the cart, which is red. Now we do need a smooth, bright red. But I don't think I'll be able to find an amazingly smooth, bright red. Apart from maybe netherwort, if I can find it. It has to be here. Yeah, netherwart's block. Let me see how... it should be fine. I'm going to check this with red concrete, not the powder. The normal red concrete. I think that might be... Let me compare it to the white. I think it'll actually do just fine. The smoothness helps for the lack of brightness. So I'll go with red concrete for the go-kart part of it. Then we also have a tiny little bit of yellow, which is going to be yellow concrete. And then we also have 3 different types of gray and or white for the wheel. I think I'll also use a snow block for the white of the wheel, so we only need 2 grays. Which could be light gray concrete powder and gray concrete. Gray might be a little bit too dark. Actually, maybe cyan terracotta and light gray concrete seems relatively alright for the wheels. Then we still need 2 more colors, which are his skin. His skin and his seat. And the seat has the same color as his face, so that should work reasonably well. So, how are we going to do this? There are multiple ways to do this. One of the ways is to use sand, and then maybe use a birch log to get a little bit of the coloring. And I think I might do this, or... if birch and oak is close enough, I might go for that. Yeah, it is purely... yeah, the dark in the skin is a little bit more brown. So I will use the 2 logs. And I will switch those back with the gray again. Let's also see where we are going to make this. I'm going to start on the right hand side, so I'm going from this position. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And that should be a decent position to have the edge. The start on the bottom of the image is actually 2 over. And then I will bring the image up again. So this first block that I placed right over here is this block, the right bottom block. That is where we are going to start. Like I said, red wool, blue wool, white concrete, white wool, snow block, white wool, snow block, white wool, red wool, birch logs, if I'm correct. It was, yep, strip birch log, stripped oak log, strip birch log, snow block, and then the 2 grays, which are cyan terracotta and light gray concrete. This is a little bit brighter than the light gray concrete is, but I think color combination wise the light gray concrete makes a little bit more sense. I might come back to it, so keep that in mind. But these are my starting positions. Also over here I'm going to add an outline over these 4 top pixels of his hat and also connect it to the one over there, as you will see when we start building. So even though this is a relatively small build and doesn't seem to use a lot of blocks, this is actually more than I'll probably use for the general Mario, or the general Mario build that's out there, like I talked about in the beginning. So, let's start. Alright, well, I hope you got your blocks ready. You can obviously pause the video if you're watching this on them YouTubes. But I'm building this live. Duh, obviously. I'm building this live, that's the word that I was looking for. Both on YouTube and on Twitch. So if you want to see more of these live, make sure to hit the subscribe button. But, let's start. Like I said, we start on the bottom right of the build. So if you look closely, the wheel goes 4 in total to the left. And then we go up 1 diagonally and then 2. We go back diagonally, go up 2. Put another one on that spikes out and go up another 2. We could already place some gray in here, like this Tetris shaped piece, which will make it easier for us to put our outline, which is 3 on top of here, the mirrored Tetris piece over there, 1 down, 1 next to it, 1 down, go diagonal from the bottom, and connect them up. So that is your first wheel. From the middle of this 3 piece, go 2 to the left, go up 1, 2 to the left again, go down 1, 3 to the left. So that is 2, 3, and 4 in total. Then go up 1, add 1 to the left of that, and do it again, but then add 2, so you end up with something like this. Now, this goes down all the way apart from 1. You can connect this to the beginning wheel. Apart from this one, that one should be open, so it should be diagonal contacts. Now we could color in this wheel already, and probably be done with it, and move our wood into our inventory. But I personally prefer to finish the entire outline and then color it in, but to each their own, of course. Now for this wheel, you pretty much do the 4 again on the bottom. You go 1 to the left, another 1 to the left, diagonally. Add 3 on top of this one. Go 1 attached to the right, put a little 2x2 block on there. One on the top one, so it's like some kind of staircase that is connected. And then put another 2x2 on the other side. So it looks like this. And then this is pretty easy. Put 2 blocks at those positions, one on the outer edge and one on the thin edge. Then go 3 up on both sides. And put another smaller staircase on top of here. Which is just like a little corner piece, if that makes sense. Then you pull that diagonal straight through. And go another one diagonally up. But then add 2 to the right of there. Go down 1. Add 1 to it. And go down 1 and make this 4 in total. Now we are coming back down to this wheel, so we are going to connect everything up until that point. Which means go up 1 from here, make this 2 tall, then layer a 3 height line straight against it, and then go 1 layer further and extend it by 1 on both sides, add 1 at the top, add 3 blocks right there at the bottom straight line, so you have this one poking out. And place a block right here. Add 1 on top and 1 on the bottom, and break the middle one. Make the bottom one 2 wide. And then you go down 1, make that 4 wide. And then you go up for a 2 and up for a 1. And that is his arm and his glove. Now it's time for the mustache, which is 2 wide just to connect those 2 pieces. Layer a 3 on top of there, and do the same thing, another layer and 1 sticking out on each side. Now if you look at this, this is a corner piece, but we want this to be 1 bigger, so we add a layer of 3 onto it, so it's a bigger corner piece. Add 1 on top of here, and go diagonally up by 2. Then we add the nose, once again, on the utmost right place. Go diagonally up by 2. Then make another one of these Tetris pieces. Then on top of here you layer a 2. Then you diagonally make another corner piece like this. And then over here you place 1 up there. You go over and over. So you add 4 to that layer. Then you add 1 more and go 1 down. Add another 2 to that. And then from the middle of this one, go 3 down. If you want to do this on your own, obviously this image is not complicated. You can easily count the blocks. But if this was a more complicated build, like this Killa or the Guardian Angel that I made over there, you can cross-check where you are in the build to make sure you're not missing anything. You're not, like, if this is 3, you'd know here, like, oh, this should be 1 wide, not 2. If this was 3 wide, this would be 1 short, so then you know I made a mistake over here. Right over here, if this lines up next to this one, but if you build this and this is like over here, you know something's wrong, because this does not make sense if you look at the image. Or if this is over here, it doesn't make sense. If the bottom one of this does not line up with the top of his mustache, you know something's wrong. And that is how you can keep on checking yourself through the entire build. The more checks you perform, the better off you will be. Just a general hint. I've made many of these builds, and I still make plenty of mistakes, since I forget to check, or I made a mistake earlier that I did not notice, and then I check later, and then I still don't have to correct too much, but I still have to correct more than if I would kept on checking throughout the entire build. Sometimes you notice that you made a mistake right at the end of your outline, and you pretty much have to redo the entire build. Trust me, I've done that before, and the outline took 4 hours to make, so it hurts. Make sure to check your progress wherever you can, what is the easiest for you, because it can save your butt in the long run. But to continue this build, we go back to the bottom left here from where we ended, and we make a really big Z or a Z. It's a little bit too big for what it's worth. Once again, layer on top with one sticking out on each side. On the left, layer down 3, and then do the same but make it stick out 1. So another 3, but it's shifted over to the left one. And then you add a block right there. So it's pretty much another little Tetris piece. Then you go one diagonally up to the right, and connect the 2 pieces by going diagonally up and 2 to the right. You once again connect by going 2 up to the right, and you go up another diagonal, and this one you connect all the way to the other side. Still a diagonal connection, it should not be a solid piece. Now let's do the head, which is the final part of the outline. Go all the way back to the left of the build, go diagonally 1 to the left, add 2 on top of there, make a little corner piece again to the left, go diagonally up by 2, but that is 2 times 1 block diagonally. And then once again make a big Z, but it starts with 2 on the bottom, go up 1, make that 3 wide, and we don't have the top layer of the build, so I'm going to add 1 on top of this, and then add 4 right next to it. So this is a wonky Z, and then it's pretty much in the same proportions. So from where we started, you go to the left, 3 up, and diagonally to the right, make a little corner piece, go 1 upright, 1 upright, and then 2, straight up, 2, straight up, and then add 4 to that one. Go down diagonally by 1, and then add 3 to the bottom here, and then your entire outline should be done. And it should look something like this. Now, like I said before, it is time to finish the wheels. So grab your cyan terracotta, throw it all around this wheel. Just like this. Grab your light gray concrete and do pretty much the same thing, but in the middle you need 2 pieces of snow. Then we go over to the left wheel and pretty much do the same thing. Layer the cyan terracotta all around. In the bottom right it needs an extra block. And don't connect these edges, it needs another T-piece of Tetris in the top, and everything else is connected. Again, go around with your light gray concrete and add 1 snow block in the middle. Now go to your red concrete. Before you can do this, you can actually make your inventory cleaner by getting rid of the concrete and the terracotta and placing your birch log and your oak log in those positions, so you have 1 full line of blocks that you do not have to pay attention anymore until the build has been finished. Now, red concrete, another Tetris piece in the bottom left, 1 block at the right, and 3 to fill this up. Then you go back to your snow and fill in all the remaining pieces on the bottom to finish this little piece of the cart. Now you get the yellow concrete and go all the way over here, and this is the only yellow in the build, these 3 little pieces. And then you pretty much follow the edge again with the red concrete. Everything needs to be connected, and that's that. Now the blue is easy. because we have to fill in this entire area with the blue wool. Fill in the entire area and go up all the way, and then just add one other block in the corner right there. Now we go to the white. Go over to this one block that's hanging over, add the white on top of it, and fill in the section to the right of it with white wool to finish off the glove. And go to red wool, or go take your red wool, and go to the left of the one white wool block that you placed. And this entire area needs to be filled in with the red wool to finish Mario's shirt. Now, since we have the red in hand anyway, we can do the hat. Obviously, the hat is on top of his head, and you have to color all of this in, apart from the bottom right corner of this hat, which I am coloring in right now, so that might not be the best. And then also the line below it should be colored in just like this. Again though, you need to put white wool, like I said, in this corner over here. And now his hat is completed as well. Now we're at the white anyway, we might as well finish the white so we make his eye just like that. Go around the little eye that already shows just by the outline, but that is now his pupil and that's the rest of his eye. And everything else is once again very easy. All of the bottom parts need to be filled in with the oak logs, which are the darker ones of the two. So the bottom of his nose and the bottom of his face, just like this. On the left of his ear though, you do need to go up to, so don't forget the second one over there. And everything else is stripped birch. Just fill in the rest of his face with the birch. And then you think, oh, we're ready. No, we're not ready yet. We still need to finish his seat, which is with the same birch logs. And that's Mario. That is a Go-Kart Mario. It's not difficult. It's not huge. It's not massive. It's not extremely difficult. But it's definitely a fun build to try. You can obviously try and make this a Luigi. Obviously switch the red for green. You can make the go-kart green. You can make it a Wario. You can make it a Waluigi. You can do everything with this. You can make it grayscale. You can make it yellow, which pretty much is Wario, but still. You can make so many variations on this to try and figure out the colors that you want. Yeah, try and mix and match some of the colors. See what works, see what doesn't work. And yeah, keep on pixelarting, keep on building. And eventually you'll be able to make bigger things just like these. They're not necessarily insanely difficult. They just take a little bit more practice. So I hope that helped. If it did, if you liked it, and if you want to see more, subscribe on YouTube. And if you liked it, of course, leave a thumbs up in the video as well. It would be greatly appreciated. And I hope you'll have a great rest of your day. Good luck on your next build. And I'll see you on the next video.